In this lesson, we're going to learn sitting stance. And in particular, we're going to be learning what's known as a front-facing sitting stance. So there are basically two versions of sitting stance. The foot positions are the same. The intention behind them is different, and how you are positioned is slightly different. So I'll just give a quick overview of the two of them. We're only going to be doing the front-facing version of sitting stance for now. The other one is a side-facing sitting stance. So front-facing means the opponent is here. So I am facing the opponent is directly in front of me. So whatever techniques I'm doing, whatever blocks I'm doing them this way because the opponent is here. So 50-50 weight distribution on both legs. This stance has traditionally been called a horseback riding stance or sometimes a riding stance. Eventually, sitting stance became the most commonly accepted term because it just looks like you're sitting on an invisible chair. So your knees are both bent, 50-50 weight distribution, so you're not one side to the other, one side or the other, and your feet are parallel. So if you're looking at this from the side, right, your feet are parallel. They shouldn't be offset like this. They should be directly in line. Now, when it's a front-facing sitting stance, we lean slightly forward. This is just so that we can put power into the techniques this way. The opponent is here, so you can't be perfectly upright when you're in a front-facing sitting stance. You have to slightly lean forward this direction. Because whatever you're doing this way, in order to be able to deliver any power in that direction, your body can't be completely upright. Otherwise, as soon as you hit somebody here, you're going to knock yourself over that way. So in order to project power that way, you've got to be slightly bent over, slightly leaning forward. So this is front-facing sitting stance. Side-facing sitting stance is when your opponent is over here. And so you're looking this direction. Your feet and your body are still in the same position. Your chest, your body is still facing off to the side, but the opponent is now here. And we're directing all of our attacks, all of our blocks this way instead of this way. So that is, both stances are simply referred to at most schools as sitting stance. But that is a distinction that you need to understand, is that there is a front-facing sitting stance that we're going to be using in this section, and then there is a side-facing sitting stance that you're going to be learning later on, where we're moving and we're directing our attacks off to the side. For this section, we're just going to be stationary, and the opponent is going to be here, directly in front of us. So that is sitting stance. And again, it's one of the fundamental stances in Taekwondo. Up until now, all we've been learning is formal stances. This is really the first key fundamental stance where you're going to be performing a lot of techniques out of. So there are other ones, but sitting stance, again, is one of the fundamental stances in Taekwondo. So, and what we're going to be doing here specifically is front-facing sitting stance. So, till the next lesson.